All right. Well, welcome everybody. I am talking with Amy, you guys. She literally has some really exciting news, and I'm just going to have her share her story with you guys. But I really want you guys to really pay attention to what she's saying and how she was so coachable, because I will share with you our blueprints work. Our system is proven if you're willing to be coachable and consistent in following it. So, Amy, I'll let you take it away.
Thanks, Michelle. So, guys, 10 weeks ago, I was searching for a way to get out of my two jobs, working 70 hours a week. And I had a couple things that I really, really wanted, which was to quit working 70 hours a week, of course, but I really wanted my time back with my kids. I was divorced 15 years ago, left with three kids on my own and no help. So I've always been a grinder. I've always worked, but it's most of the time was two jobs. So I turned 50. I knew I had to do something different. I was getting tired, and my daughter was going to be a senior. She's going to be a senior this year. And reality really just kind of smacked me and said, "What are you going to do now?" And I knew I was just getting so tired that I needed to do something different. I needed to take control again of my life. So, long story short, I jumped on TikTok, didn't have a TikTok, but I jumped on there and started seeing all of the online businesses make money online. And I did my investigations. I ran into Michelle one day on a live, and I followed Michelle for about over a week. I jumped in there, I asked questions, and Michelle started telling her story. And we were really close in our timelines and being single mamas and being a divorcees and just trying to make it work for our kids. So, long story short, she had exactly what I needed. And again, working 70 hours a week, I needed something that I didn't have to invest a lot of time in. So the 2 hour workday really worked for me and what I had going on at the time. So here we are. That was 10 weeks ago. And I sent in my personal information so they would build the website for me. They built the website. I got it back in 12 hours. Few short days after that, I earned that money back, my initial investment. And fast forward 5 weeks, I was still working 70 hours a week. And on that fifth week, I said, I've earned enough that I can quit my part-time job. So yes, yes. Oh my gosh, such a relief. So 5 weeks in, I quit my part-time. And then I really ramped up. I was able to give more time and more energy to the program. And that's exactly what I did. And I just seen it coming and more and more and more. And that's when I said, you know what? I'm going to get rid of my full time. But here's the deal, guys. When I started with daily pay, I initially said, I'm going to do it for 3 years. That was my timeline. And then I moved my 3 years to 1 year. By the time my daughter graduated high school, that was going to be the time that I quit my full-time salary position. But I was earning so quickly that I thought, why not? Why? So I moved it down to 6 months, and then I went down to 3 months. Guys, I did it in 8 weeks. 8 weeks. See, at that point, I had earned quite a bit at that point, and I said enough. And it was like an elephant had been lifted off of my chest, and I put in my resignation at 8 weeks for not one, but two jobs, guys, two jobs. And I got my family back full time. So yeah, and to date, I am well over 5 figures, and my family is ecstatic about it. They've got their mama back after all these years, and I've got my freedom. I've got my freedom. So, the biggest part of that, and I kind of wanted to touch on really quickly, guys, is that when I did start 10 weeks ago, Michelle had created a 90-day breakthrough. And of course, I was a week or two into the 90-day, but I went back and watched from the very beginning, the very first videos, and I jumped into action on that 90 days. And I said, I am going to earn that 18,000 in 90 days. That was my biggest goal, other than getting my family time back and everything else. But that was what I was striving for, was the 18,000 by the 90-day breakthrough. And guys, I've already obtained that and then some
Congratulations.
before our 90 days over. Yeah, yes. So I've done it. I've accomplished every hurdle that I had. Guys, I had everything stacked against me. I'm working 70 hours a week as a single mom. My daughter's in sports and she's got a bunch going on. I was able to do this. So for anybody out there doubting themselves or saying, I work too much, I'm a single mom, I'm this, I'm that, please just look at my story and realize that it is there for you. You can obtain it. It is obtainable. And I'm just your average American woman just doing her thing. And here I am.
So I have a question for you. Yeah, borrow Amy's belief, you guys, and you can do it. That's for sure.
Yes.
Here's my question. So from when you purchased, what has shocked you? Like, what didn't you expect that you do have? Not the money. I'm talking like,
yeah.
What, like you got that you purchased and then you have it. What is like, oh my gosh, I didn't think I was going to have this.
Well, I will say there's a couple little things to that. But honestly, I expected it to be very educational, and it was not educational at all. And for me, it was so easy, right? I'm beginner friendly. I had no clue about anything online, how online businesses work. I knew nothing about nothing. And it was so beginner friendly. But then I got inside of our community and oh my gosh, I just couldn't believe the support system that you receive with this, and just the compassion that people have for one another in our community is just, I mean, that's everything. You can learn all day long, but you add the community to that, and oh boy, you're winning all day long, all day long. So I think that's the biggest thing for me. The community is just the ticket. It really is.
I agree. That's it's priceless, definitely priceless.
It is.
So if you could give one piece of advice to somebody looking at these digital products, what would that piece of advice be?
If I had one piece of advice for somebody that wanted to purchase but was on the fence or had any doubt, that would be to just believe in yourself. Believe that you deserve it. Believe that you can do it, because if you doubt yourself, you're always going to stay right where you're at. You're never going to move forward. And just the sheer belief in yourself is going to make you successful no matter what. So just believe in yourself, because you can do it. You can. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's powerful. Yes, so true. So true. So awesome. Well, thanks, Amy, for this. This has been great. I appreciate it. And I'm so excited for you. And